bigcal and welcome to my world. Today we're taking a quick look at the Sega Mega Drive Mini, or the Genesis Mini if you're from anywhere in the world that isn't the UK, Asia, Japan, Europe, basically just American lands. Yeah, for some reason you have a different name for it, I don't know why. Yeah, so this just arrived today. It was delayed in Europe for 2 weeks because stuff. I don't think they've changed anything with it, like there's some audio lag with certain games and bits and pieces there. Yeah, I don't think they'll have fixed that whatsoever. I don't think that was the reason for the delay at all, otherwise why didn't they delay it everywhere? But yeah, so finally got it today on launch day. So let's unbox it and take a quick look. Alrighty then, also just have a look at the box. Nice box. I'm assuming this is sort of similar to how the original boxes came out. Never owned one back in the day, so I don't know the box. List of all the games on the back. We'll go through those in a little bit. But for now, let's just get it unboxed. Right, what we got here first? Okie dokie. Here we have the controller. Let's just take one out. Now, for some reason, only Japan got the 6-button controller, which is needed to play a couple of the games on here, while the rest of the world got the crappy 3-button controller, because Retrobit, I think it is, do their own 6-button controller, officially licensed, so they want to sell those instead. So, we get screwed! Yay! Thanks, Sega! Bastards. But the controller actually feels pretty good. Yeah, looks really good. The original 3-button controller is really kind of big, and I'm not a big fan of this controller at all. The 6-button controller is much better. But I have to say, with this being brand new, it does feel far better than any of the 3-button controllers that I own currently. Because obviously those are old and worn out. The D-pad feels so much better than what mine do. But the 6-button controller is still really good for me. Yeah, buttons all work fine. Yep. So yeah, that's the 3-button controllers that we sadly are stuck with here, because Sega and Retrobit are greedy bastards. Anyway, let's move on. We got power cable, always nice to have. Yeah, instruction manual. There we go. Not going to bother going through that. Don't think we need to. HDMI cable, again very nice when they include HDMI cables when you need it. And Jesus, the console is in this tiny little box right here. So let's get it out and have a look. And unfortunately I cannot compare it with an original, because I don't own a Model 1 Mega Drive, and comparing it to a Model 2 would be kind of stupid because they look nothing alike. How the hell do I open this thing? Ah, it opens at the side, of course. Right, let's have those a look-see. So one really good thing about all the mini consoles that have been brought out by Nintendo, Sony and now Sega is that the quality of how they look and how they feel is usually excellent. The games and emulation, different thing. Nintendo always great. Sony had a big issue with the games list and emulation, and so let's hope that Sega isn't too bad. I've heard things about the audio lag and things, but yeah. Other than that, I think playing the games is usually pretty good on them. So yeah, it looks really, really nice. I'm not the biggest fan of the Model 1. I don't think it looks very good at all. I do prefer the look of the Model 2. Although apparently the Model 1 has better components or something, better sound, better visual quality or something. I don't understand exactly. But yeah, this looks really nice. You've even got a little cart slot there, because if you're lucky enough in Japan, or if you're one of the big YouTube influencers, you get the Tower of Power set that comes with the Sega CD and the Mega CD. You take that bit off there, that slot off there, and you slot the Mega CD on, and you also have the 32X that will actually go into the cartridge slot, and a little cartridge that will slot on top of that as well. Yeah, but over here in the UK we get fuck all. Again, thanks Sega. Yeah, got the volume slider, goes up and down, lovely. It doesn't actually do anything in game. On-off button is actually the on-off button, and a reset button, which I'm assuming will just take you back to the menu. And then on the back you got just your basic, HDMI out and the power cable. Yeah, so overall, visually, looks really good. I've obviously seen Model 1 Mega Drives, and yep, it's pretty much how they look. Obviously different at the ports. The front, these are USB, so you can use the USB controllers. I don't think you can use all USB controllers, but I might try a couple out just to see. Yeah, so it looks visually impressive. The controller, despite being the crappy 3-button one, does actually feel pretty good. Just it's going to be a pain in the arse for a Street Fighter. I'm not looking forward to playing that. So let's just have a quick look at the list of games and go through them all. So we have 40 games plus 2 bonus titles. Yay! So lots and lots of games, which is good. So you got your classic Streets of Rage 2. Excellent, love that game. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in World of Illusion, good game. Shinobi 3, great game. And then you got Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Alex Kidd games, yeah, they're fine. Elisa Dragoon, never know how to pronounce it. That's a really fun game. I've got that on the original cartridge. Altered Beast. I think it was a launch title or something. It was sort of like a big deal to have this arcade game ported to consoles, so I understand why that would be on, but I don't recall it being very good. Yeah, the Story of Thor. The Story of Thor. What game? Oh, is that? I thought that was just the sort of the Japanese title. I thought we still got. Is it that the Oasis game or something? I think. Can't remember the title. I can't remember. Beyond Oasis, I think that's supposed to be. But for some reason we've also got it called The Story of Thor. But whatever, it doesn't matter about the name. It's supposed to be a really good action platformer RPG type thing. Of course, we've got Castle of Illusion with Mickey Mouse. Excellent game, all that as well. Dynamite Heady, that's a fun platformer. We've got different heads that do different things, I believe. Earthworm Jim, classic shooter game, really fun. Echo the Dolphin, terrible game in my opinion, but people like it. Eternal Champions, again I don't recall that being very good, but it's here. Ghouls and Ghosts, because those have to be on everything apparently. Golden Axe, yeah, fun game. Nice to see it on here. Gunstar Heroes, very happy with that being on there because that's a pricey game to get. Kid Chameleon, I think that's a platformer with different abilities I think as well. We've got Landstalker. Off the top of my head I can't remember what game that is, but yeah, there it is. Light Crusader, is that an RPG? I can't remember either. Mega Man, The Wily Wars. That's like the first couple of Mega Man games all built into one or something. Came out here in Europe and in Japan, not in America, so yeah, but apparently obviously they don't play as well as the originals. Monster World, is it? Yeah, Monster World 4, yeah. Yeah, so it's like Wonder Boy, Monster World, and this is Wonder Boy, Monster World 4, something like that. I think this is the one that never originally came out outside of Japan. Now it's got a translation, it's on here, that's nice. Phantasy Star 4, often heralded as the best of the Phantasy Stars. I own that on one of the other Mega Drive collections, but it's nice to see it here. I've never really played through them. I've given them a try and I've just never been that into them. I just always preferred the Super Nintendo style JRPGs from the time. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, just puzzle games, the Puyo series or something, whatever. Road Rash 2, Road Rash games, always really fun. Shining Force, is that a strategy RPG? I think. I'm actually interested in giving that a try. Sonic Spinball, yeah, it's a pinball game but with Sonic. And you got Sonic 1 and 2. Yawn, don't really care about those. Space Harrier 2. Personally, I think Space Harrier 1 is terrible and 2 is apparently even worse, so that's great. Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition, is that the one with the baddies are in it as well? Always up for Street Fighter, just a shame about the controllers. Can't play it properly, can we? Fuck you, Sega. Strider, I like Strider, I'm a big fan of the console version. I also own that on original. Then we go, Jesus, you can barely read the back of the box. This is not very good. It's too small. It is, God, the text is horrible. Fantasy Zone, Super Fantasy Zone. I don't think that says zone because it looks like there's too many words for zone, but I'm sure it's Fantasy Zone. But I just can't make it out. It's too small and the text, the font is just awful. It just doesn't work being shrunk down that size. But yeah, cute 'em up basically, side-scrolling shooter. Really, really fun games. Then we have Thunder Force 3, that's a popular shoot 'em up, although I think people preferred 4, was it, or something? Toe Jam and Earl, hate that game, think it's utter shite, but it's on here, people like it. Vector Man, because for some reason it's not good. Then of course we've got Virtua Fighter 2. Again, I think it's a terrible game, but it's kind of important for the graphic style and the 3D fighting game. I can understand why it's on, even if it's terrible. And Wonder Boy in Monster World. So that's there. And then the bonus games, we get Darius, which was that the one that was never released on actually on the Mega Drive, but for some reason has a Mega Drive version on here now. And Tetris, which was released in super small limited quantities because it had to be pulled because Nintendo owned the license to it. And yeah, so there were very few out in the wild. It's one of the rarest games on the system, if not the rarest. So yeah, it's nice to have, even if it's not exactly the best way to play that game. Oh, I just realised I have missed a row of 4. Because I was just thinking then with that Tetris puzzle games, where's Columns? Right there. Columns, I like Columns. I used to play the hell out of it on the Game Gear growing up, so I'm a big fan of that. We got Castlevania, the new generation. We get it, Bloodlines or whatever. You know, it's all the different versions of it. Basically, that's the one we got over here in Europe. Very cool with that. Love Castlevania. Comic Zone, big fan of Comic Zone. That's a fun beat 'em up game where you travel through comic panels. You punch them to burst them open and go through to the next one, beat people up. Really, really fun. And Contra Hardcore, but of course we got it called Probotector, They just replaced the enemies with like robots or aliens because we can't kill humans apparently. Yeah, really looking forward to playing that version of Contra, because I don't think I bought the Contra collection yet on the Switch. I'll have to get around to doing that. But yeah, those are all the games included on the back that I could make out properly. It's just so small on the back, not very readable at all. Sadly, that is a bit of a mishap there. See, if they'd all been sort of like that size up here, that'd have been fine. But they're all that size, and yeah, it's very difficult to read some of them. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy with the way it looks and feels, and it doesn't feel very light. It feels like pretty weighty. There's some stuff in there. That's good. That's nice. The controller, despite being the crappy 3-button one, at least does feel good. So I'm looking forward to going through and playing all of these games for some mini reviews, of course. Which brings me to the PlayStation Classic ones. I think I've got 4 more to go, or maybe 6. There's not many. I'm going to get them done before I start on this. So yeah, I'll probably post this video taking a look at this first, and then I'm going to do them 1 a day again for the rest of the PlayStation Classic ones. So I did 2 a day. I was hoping 2 a day and maybe get a bit more time to get some more views on them. Didn't work. They were just getting the same kind of views I would expect if they were going out daily, and I'm just at the point now where I just want them out of the way. I just want to get them uploaded and done, so I can be done with the PlayStation Classic, and I'll start on this, and these reviews will be back to just 1 a day because there's 42 games on it, and that's going to take over a bloody month. And again, I don't want to be spending the next bloody 2 or 3 months just doing these videos. when I get them up and out of the way, so I can get some other content out there. So yeah, I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching. Let me know if in the UK you got one of these. This probably isn't going to go out today. I don't know. I might get it uploaded today. Yes, sorry. I'll get it uploaded today on October 4th when it was released here in the UK. Let me know if you got one, what you think of it, and if you're looking forward to my mini reviews. Because if you're not, tough shit, do them anyway. Yay! Also, again, fuck you, Sega, for the 3-button controller crap.